Hello and welcome. Thank you for coming to my live. Thank you for watching what I teach. Today we're going to talk about how safe people love. How people that know how to do love right do it. So you learn with the best. Let's learn with the best, right? And so welcome. And I'm a psychologist and I teach on love and relationships and low self-esteem and all that good stuff. And this is a part of a series that's called How to Love Better, where I teach based on the theory of the attachment theory by John Bowlby. And he teaches on how the way we attach to our partners is related to the way we attach with our parents when we were young. And so we learn to love in the way that they loved us, which is a problem sometimes, but sometimes it's good. So today we're going to talk about safe people and the best way. So the way that I'm going to teach you is the characteristics, the way how they act and what they do in love, so that we learn how to do it too. Okay, so based on that, I'm going to say that the other lives are on the other attachment styles. There are 4. The disorganized one, which is the one last week, which is based on people that are traumatized, people that are disorganized in the sense that they push away love and then they bring it close and then they push it away. That's the disorganized, because it feels disorganized, chaotic. And the other type is called the anxious type, people that are anxious, right? And it's not just the fact that you are an anxious person. It's also based on the fact that you are anxious emotionally because you're always feeling like the person is going to leave you. And the other attachment style is called the avoidant, which is a person that avoids emotions, right? They like positive emotions, but the negative ones they avoid. The reason being is that it's weak. It feels to them that they are very weak, and so they don't show people that they can ever be weak, right? Which is a downfall. That's not a positive thing. We are humans. We all have ups and downs, and we need other people. And so in the attachment style, it teaches how much we actually need people, how much we need them to open up, to be there for us. Even if it's just to spend time with us, we need people, right? And so today, we're going to talk about the people that know this. They know that they need people. They accept it and they're okay with it. We'll learn more. We'll learn to be more emotionally secure for the people that we love the most. This information is based on the book called Safe People by John Townsend and Henry Cloud. How to develop good relationships and avoid bad ones. That's the name. This book is a manual on how to have good friends and be a good friend to the people that love you and to your partner. There are 6 steps to being a person that is healthier emotionally. And the first step, the very first step the very first thing that I can tell you that people that have healthy relationships do is that they ask for help. Oh no, Alec, I don't ask for help. I am self-sufficient. That one is a bad one. So, all right. So we were created by God to need other humans. We are the animal, quote unquote, the creature that needs our parents and to be taken care of, even co-regulated, calmed down and fed and everything for a long, long time. The longest time compared to any other creature in the world. So therefore, we were made to connect. We needed care 24 hours a day. And because of that, we were born with this innate need to need other people. Okay? And I know we believed at one time in the world that we're supposed to be self-sufficient. We're supposed to be, independent. But being independent is really not the healthiest way to be. We found out that being independent is not really healthy, and we need to change that in us, okay? And the reason being is that the person that is very independent, they do not tell anyone when they're hurting and they're in pain. What they actually do is that they hide their pain, they cry on their own, and then they come with everything resolved. They don't ask for help. They don't share their needs. They're not vulnerable in any way. And not being vulnerable, not being complete, not being real with other people is bad. If your partner hasn't seen you cry, hasn't seen your biggest pain, that tells us that you're not being truthful. You're not being whole with that person, right? Wholehearted people know that they can be sad and that they can be happy. They can be weak and they can be strong, right? All right. So when we ask for help, we're also taking in our own needs. We're accepting our own needs and our faults and our vulnerabilities. And that's a good thing. Asking for warmth and love and understanding and, empathy makes us know that we need other people and also understand that they need us too, right? So it's powerful when you know your needs and you ask for your needs in a relationship, right? Because when we discover that our needs are our responsibility, not other people's responsibility, our responsibility to take care of, it's another powerful thing to know. For example, I have wives that I see, my couples, and they think the husbands are supposed to guess what they need. That's not fair. That doesn't sound right. Why? Because, I say, because, you see, how is the husband supposed to know that you're having a sad day? How is the husband supposed to know what you need if you don't tell him? It's not doable. That doesn't make any sense, really. It sounds like it's the same thing as if you go to a restaurant, the waiter gives you the menu, you give it right back to him and say, hey, guess what I need? Guess what I want? It's not there. So it's actually not respectful even to expect your partner to know what you're feeling and wanting. So in this case, it's our responsibility to tell our partner what we need and know what we need, but also it's humbling to be able to come to a person and say, I need you, please come to me. I need your love and your care right now, please come to me, right? That makes us humble. That makes us look to ourselves and to the other person, and also makes us grateful, right? When we ask for love and care and understanding of our partners, we're actually taking initiative on something that we never did before, which is ask for help. So when we break this passiveness, right, inside of us, this feeling that it's okay not to say anything when I need things, if we break that, we start understanding in our brains and create a new neural pathway that says it's okay to ask for help. It's fine. The person is not obligated to know everything that I need, but also it takes the weight from the other person to try to guess. Whenever you have a little baby and he cries, you have to guess. So you check things. So you check food, you check the diaper, you check the food, you give him food, you change the clothes, you give him a shower. The baby doesn't stop crying. You don't know what to do. He doesn't have a fever. You check everything. So as an adult, you think that your partner is supposed to guess just like your mommy did. No, not fair, right? So here we understand, and logically we understand that this is not fair to do to our partners, right? So, and as an adult, it's unfair to expect that from our partners, but also it is beautiful if you're able to say what you need. It's beautiful because it gives the partner some type of safety with you. They know that whatever they're giving is good enough, which is a feeling that a lot of partners don't have. They never feel like whatever they're giving is good enough. So imagine you giving that to your partner. The feeling that it is okay, what they're giving is okay. When we ask for what we need, we develop gratitude too. Because you said what you needed. The person was there for you, and then all of a sudden they give you. And so you get to say, thanks. I really appreciated that time together. It meant the world to me that you were there for me, that you loved on me, that you just stayed with me. in the midst of my tears, even though you don't know what to do with it. It's fine. I really appreciate it. Just your company meant the world to me. It creates gratitude, humbling, and maturity. The other person feels useful and what they gave is enough. It's so beautiful. So to be vulnerable is so powerful. Excuse me, because I'm thirsty. Oh boy. All right. Asking increases the chances of you getting what you want. Do you think of that? Yeah, so when you ask for things, you might get it. So it raises the possibility of getting what you want. So if, how many times, think about this, how many times did you lose a friend because you neglected to ask for them to be there for you? So many people we've lost in our lives, and I have too, lost because I never asked for them to be there for me. I never said, I need your friendship. I really appreciate the time that we have together. To me, it's so powerful today that I understand how important it is to hear those words from people and say those words to people, right? So this is, in this moment, asking for what you want for a man is harder because men, they confuse this with something else. Men, they use this asking for help for functionality purposes, for things for life. For example, I need my friend to take me to the airport. I need my friend to lend me $200. I need my friend to be there for me. Be there for me when I get out of surgery. It's for functionality purposes, but not really. This is not the point of this. For you to grow and have emotional intelligence, we're talking really about relational needs, right? So even Jesus, if you consider, in Mark 14:34, it says that he says, my soul is deeply sad until death. Stay here with me and watch. He said to his disciples, his closest disciples, which means that even Jesus is able to say, I need you here now. I need you to be here for me, with me. I feel alone. I'm sad. I'm so sad. I feel like I'm going to die of sadness. If Jesus could do it, you can do it too, buddy. So Jesus, the Son of God, is this humble to ask for help. Why are we so prideful that we don't, right? So tell your friend, I need you today. Tell the person that you love, I need to vent. I need to open up or tell them, you're so important to me, and I want to have a deeper relationship with you. I need more time to learn to get closer to you. If you're interested, I want to deepen our relationship. I think this relationship could go far. Just be that sincere, that real with people. Wouldn't that be powerful if we were able to say that to people? Imagine it. So beautiful, right? Another characteristic that healthy people have is that they learn to need. Now, what does that mean? They learn to need. This doesn't make sense. Yes, it makes sense. Listen, when we know we need something and we know how to ask, then we get it, right? But the problem is that when we were brought up and we were our parents were negligent with us, they were not there for us, we learn not to ask anymore. We learn to stop asking. We learn to put aside our needs. We learn to stop needing, right? So even asking is a hard thing, is a even harder thing. But recognizing that we need other people, sometimes it's very hard. So you see, when we were born, let me see how I translated this. When we were born, we had this innate need to connect with other people. Babies, they look at people's eyes, they smile, they connect, right? And so we have the same need. We have the same need to connect. And the way you break this cycle of not even recognizing that you have needs is this. This is the secret right here. Confess to people the difficulty you have for needing, in your needs, right? Confess to people, hey, it's hard for me to ask for this. I even said this the other day to my partner. I told him, I said, listen, the other day I asked you for something, and it's really hard for me to ask for something. I can ask you to do things, but when I'm talking about my emotional needs, it's very hard for me. And I need you to really put attention to whenever I ask for something like that, because it's so hard. It's like I'm dying to ask. I'm sorry, but this is hard for me. So confess it, because it makes it weaker. As soon as you confess and you share this difficulty that you have with other people, it actually makes it weaker, because now people know, and it's okay, right? Also, if even I know that I want attention. Everybody knows that they need attention and love, but I want to receive, and I will continue to receive what you have to give me. So, for example, you can tell people, for me it's hard to ask for love, but for other people it's not hard to ask for love. It's actually hard to put it in the heart. So, because it depends on the attachment style, the anxious type usually has a hard time putting in the love in their hearts. So they're needing, like they're thirsty for love and attention. They're thirsty for love and attention. They're hungry for it. All of a sudden, the other person gives it to them. What you know what they do? They don't take it. It was like, oh, now it's too late. Now I don't want it anymore. It's like the child that cries and you hold them and they don't stop crying, right? Why? Because they're like, oh, it's too late now. Look at baby. Baby came to say hi. Hey, baby. This is baby, guys. This is your baby boy. So don't pretend. Okay, don't be fake. In this case, don't pretend, don't be fake means don't pretend that you need more than what you're actually wanting or less than what you're actually wanting. Try to realize what you really need and the need that you have and how much you actually need. And I know, because you're not used to getting this and you're not used to recognizing this. He's put his little head in my hair. It's so funny. Even if you don't know what you feel, stop and try to feel that if you received it. Okay? Another thing that breaks the cycle of not needing, and welcome. Keep your limits, keep your boundaries up. So, which means this. Sometimes, I'm going to give you a good example. I'm doing the intermittent fasting now. And so whenever I go to eat, I'm super hungry. I'm dying. So what do? I burnt 2 days ago. I burnt my mouth because I ate so fast. So the same thing. In love, whenever you have, you're so hungry for love, or you're so hungry, you take too much in too fast, and it's overwhelming to you. So therefore, it is important to pace yourself. As soon as you feel like you've vented enough, say, hey, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I think I need to go. Be nice, about it. I'm getting used to being vulnerable. I'm learning this. Please be patient with me. I'm learning this, Another thing that breaks the cycle of not recognizing your needs is confess. Talk about these unmet needs. So let people know what you need, even if you don't feel it yet. So for example, the person is giving you love, but you can't actually take it in. It's okay. Just let them know, I can't take it in just yet, but I will with time. I'm learning to take this in right now. This will help them get to know you, because your face is going to show that you're not taking it in. Because people are more responsive than others, so they're going to read you. You're probably very, very transparent person if they recognize this. So Just tell them, I need this relationship, or I need to know that I'm important to you. Tell them your need. I need to know that my imperfections will not push you away. Or you can tell them, I need to know that you understand me. I need to know that you're not going to leave me. I need to know that you love me. You just tell them these are needs. These are very important needs in every relationship. Remember, when people give you this kind of love, you may have difficulty receiving it, and because you're not used to it. You will be integrating parts of your heart that are broken and forgotten. And it creates a path for it to become normal in the future. You normalize getting love, getting understanding, getting people's attention. This is going to be a normal thing to you, right? Another thing that I think is very important is for you to pay attention to what evokes emotion for you, because that's going to tell you your need. So, for example, whenever you're talking about something that you feel tightness in your chest, or the lump in your throat, or pressure in your neck, speak about it. Talk about that. Hey, right now I feel like this. I feel like there's pressure in my chest. There's something. This is bringing up something. Let me look at it. Kind of feel it, right? Allow yourself to feel. Don't just jump that. Pay attention to it. There's another thing that you can read in your body to find your needs and wants. Is also what brings up tears, right? Sometimes tears show up. Pay attention to when and why these tears show up. When you feel that something touched you, when you have these exchanges with people, or they say something, or you said something, pay attention when that showed up, so that you're going to find your need in that story, in that part of the story, really. Okay? I always pay attention to what brings tears to my patient's eyes. And I even ask, what are these tears saying? What are these tears saying? Right? And they go straight to, oh my gosh, this means I am sad, or I'm worried, or I feel not good enough, or something. So it actually, the person goes inside and recognizes it. And that's a process to look inside and see what really is happening there, right? Another way to learn to be a healthier, a safe person in relationship is to resist resistance. Yes, don't trust your resistance. So, when we learn that we have no emotional needs when we're little, we learn these lies. So, or that we do, but that in reality, no one will ever know how to supply them. Sometimes we feel that nobody gets us. Nobody's ever going to love us fully. Or the other one that says, I don't need anybody. These are the two lies that people believe in. Okay? So when we have this is a type of resistance. When you believe that nobody's ever going to supply all your love, all your needs in love, it's a way already to resist. Oh, you already start the conversation with, you don't know. You're never going to get me. Or the other one, I don't really need you, right? So then it actually creates a barrier for you to receiving. So just resist resistance. You see in this book, Save People, chapter 6, 7, and 8 are all about resistance, are all about the difficulty people, the walls people put on in not receiving love. We become unsafe emotionally because of these walls that we create in our relationships. So receiving love is actually the most important thing in relationships. When we let go of people or become their helpers and not helped by them, we're creating barriers to receiving love. There are people that help everyone but never receive anyone's help, right? And so that's a lack, and that makes you weak, because you're never looking at yourself as somebody that is equal to other people. If you're always helping others, you're above other people, not equal. Okay? So we need to not be vulnerable in that way, because that's actually a vulnerability. It's a blind spot in your relationships. The person that is giving you, or the person that is giving you affection and love and you don't receive it, that's another weakness. So if she's giving you, for example, a glass of water that you're thirsty for a long time, and finally when she's like, here, water, and then you're like, oh, now I don't want it anymore, it's a vulnerability. Because you see, not everybody is ready to give us everything that we need exactly when we need it. And it would be unfair that you or I would ever expect that from our partners, right? If the person is not ready to give you love, give them time so that they, process and understand what's happening to them. And sometimes people are never in that place. Maybe they're good at going out and having fun. Maybe they're good at talking about funny things and making you laugh. Take in whatever the person has to give you. And if you can't get what you need from this person, get it from somebody else. As it relates to love and care and understanding and being understood and seen and cared for. Here are tips for resisting the resistance. Identify your resistances. The basic one, the most powerful one, the worst one is denial. Don't deny that you need people. That's just stupid, because we need people, right? Number 2, selflessness. Selflessness is a big problem because it renounces your needs and detriment to other people. So, you forget who you are and your needs. You don't want that. And also, needing the other does not mean that you are weak. It just means that you are human. Humanize yourself. I know it sounds silly, but just understand that you are a human being, that you need love and understanding just like everybody else. What is the need behind this resistance, right? So every time you have a resistance to love, try to see what's behind there. What is the biggest need? Why am I resisting this need? Why am I resisting? When Adam and Eve were left in the garden and they sinned, God looked at them and he came back and said, who created this clothes for you? He said, yeah, I put some leaves. So what is this leaf that you're trying, what is the stain that you're trying to cover with this little tiny leaf? We all know that we need love and understanding from everyone. So don't ignore the sadness. Resist ignoring the sadness. Don't say it's your fault. Recognize that there's faults all over too. Don't swallow your pride and swallow your pain and swallow it and wait for it to go away. Don't trust that. Trust the fact that you do it differently, because you've been doing it wrong all your life. Look at your pain, accept it, love it, and embrace it and share it with people and receive people's comfort and love, right? If you start to see where it came from, your pain and your hurt, what makes you who you are, your story, if you start to look at your story and what to do to bring them close. So let's ask these questions. Okay, so for example, if in a relationship, if you have a relationship and you want to get close to the person that you love, your friend or your partner, but you don't know what is the resistance, what are the things that is stopping you from getting close. It's a very powerful question you must ask to your partner or your friend. And this is it. What do I do that pulls you away from me? And the other one, what do I do that brings you close to me? Look at what a powerful question both questions are, right? What do I do that pulls you away from me? If you're ready to ask this question, you have to be ready to what you're going to get for answers. Sometimes you might get some answers like, I hate when you pull away. I hate that you don't talk to me whenever you're sad. I hate it that you don't tell me your weaknesses. I feel like you're almighty and you know everything and I'm all weak here and I cry. Or you might get something like, I really wish you would just let me be close when you're sad. I really wish I could see your tears. Or the other one, I really wish when I gave you love, you would receive it. Sometimes I come to you and I give you the love that you said you need, but then you never take it in. It really hurts me. But for you to get these answers, you gotta be accepting of what actually could hurt you if they say these things. But it's gonna come from a place of love that's gonna bring you together. So the person is aware that you're too sensitive to get the truth about this. So you need to be ready to take in the truth. You need to be ready to accept whatever the person feels, right? So in this case, 2 questions, remember? What do I do that pulls you away from me? And what do I do that brings you close to me? And then you remember those things, so you use it in your relationship to bring people close, especially with that person. So be truthful about your losses, about your story, about your sadness. Recognize that we all have these fears, and be honest with yourself. And that will help you work through things with that person. Whenever you're hearing these things, you're able to say, hey, this, whatever you said hurt me a little bit, because I really try to be truthful with you, but I see where you're coming from, and it makes sense to me. So, the second to last thing that you need to do to be a person that has a healthy relationship, or be a safe person, is entering into forgiveness. Safe people forgive. And I recently had a patient that allowed me in her circle of trust back into me. That made me so happy. And the sound, the music that I started singing, because I'm a music person, it was that graduation song, da 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 da, because she's graduating, she's learning to let people in back again, and forgiving. She's like, I can't even believe it, Elika, that I allowed you in, that forgave you fully. I don't know, how did you do this? I've never had anyone that I took out of my circle of trust that I put back in. How did you do it? And I said, I think I promoted safety in our relationship, which I've always tried to promote. And so therefore, you allowed me in because you knew my intentions and you knew how much I really do care. And so she's like, that's so true. And I said, also, you're healing, And so when you are healing, you allow yourself to forgive people's debts, because you recognize that you yourself have debts, right? Whenever you're healing, and that's the power of therapy too, is that you allow people to be themselves and grow and be better people. And you also can do the same. Right? So safe people promote forgiveness. Actually, there's a story in the book that says that he was very upset with so he had hurt his friend's feelings because he was not there for his friend, the author's friend, whenever he had a big issue. I'm guessing somebody died. And then years later, he called his friend one night that was bothering him. He said, you know what? I really wanted to say I'm sorry for that day. And he already had said sorry years ago. He said, I forgave you then, and it doesn't bother me. I think the problem is you forgiving you. It's like, that's true. So sometimes, if you're a safe person, you're going to promote forgiveness even within yourself. You're going to allow this debt. Forgiveness is a payment of that, is a forgiveness of that, really. You don't need to pay me anymore, right? So it's not, you don't owe me anything, right? Because whenever you have that debt with that person, every time you look at the person, you're like, you owe me, right? So forgiveness says, you don't owe me anything. It's okay. I forgive you. It's fine, right? Forgiveness, the steps to forgive, safe people know how to forgive and leave things behind. And the tips to do this is learning to receive forgiveness. So because it makes us humble, which is powerful, right? Sometimes we think that the person has not forgiven us. I spoke about this. And also we must forgive because also we need to, because it not only makes us humble to receive, but also to give. In the sense that whenever you give forgiveness, you're reminded in your mind is that you also make mistakes. And so you need to give something that you've been receiving from other people, and even this person too. When we are reciprocal in love, in attention, and in affection, in time, and in just being there for the person, we play the role that we should play in relationships. So that's the very last thing. We need to learn to be reciprocal, or be there for the other person, right? Healthy love asks for love. Healthy love is there for the other one, right? So understand that we gain a lot from being there to the people that we love, making clear that the benefit of loving and being there for other people is also ours, and it's going to strengthen the relationship. Learning that your friends, they need you to see their pain too. So in the sense that if you see, like if you're talking with a friend and the person's not really there, right? The person, their head is somewhere else. You just talk about it. Say, hey, I see that you're not really here. Is everything okay? I see that you're not well. Is everything okay with you? I feel like you're distant. So kind of speak to that truth. Kind of talk about it and face it, because it is necessary for us to show the person that you actually care. And if they're not there, ask, hey, what's wrong? I see that you're not really here. What's wrong with you? Are you upset? Is everything okay? Ask for help with your friends. For example, if they are not well and you're offering to be there for them, but you don't know how to, you say, what do I need to do? This I said the other day to my son. I said, he said he was having a hard time with something. And then I said, what do you need from me? What could I give you? What is this thing that you need from me? What could I offer you? And he said, just be here for me. I said, can I pray for you? He says, yeah. So be there for people, right? A good friend is always there for the person in need. They learn to listen. And empathy, and I'm going to give a whole live on empathy, but empathy is so powerful. And to speak to empathy, I think the first step to empathy is curiosity. Put the person's pain in your chest. Kind of put that person's heart in your heart, right? And so be curious. Not only be curious, but be empathetic. Feel it in your heart and tell them how you feel about it. Hey, as you talk about this, I feel sadness. I feel hurt to know that this person did this to you. It really hurts me to know that they hurt you, right? So let them know how you feel. Also, another step of empathy is asking, hey, do you want my input on this, And the person, then she's able to say, yeah, I want to know what you think, and what could I do? Then you say, so empathy has steps. Don't go straight to, I think you should do this, because it feels belittling to the person's feelings. So the first step is be curious. The second step, say how you feel about it. And then you ask permission to give your opinion, right? And also the last step to doing forgiveness, to doing a relationship, being there for the person, being reciprocal with love, is to tell the truth. Not the last, the step to last. So tell the truth in the sense that if the person hurts you, tell them. If the person is hurting other people, say, hey, I think you shouldn't have said it like that. Or if they're even hurting themselves, say, I think you're hurting yourself when you do this, And the last one is get out of your box, For you to learn to be reciprocal in love and be there for other people, you need to get out of your box. Do it differently. The way you're doing it is not perfect, or else you would be a safe person in love. So, in relationships. So therefore, give love to people and attention to people that don't have much to give you. That way you get to practice a lot. Practice empathy. Practice being there for people. Practice being loving, right? In conclusion, to be emotionally secure, to be a safe person, we need to practice these 6 steps. The 6 steps are all these steps, okay? Asking for help. Learn to need or observe your needs and be able to recognize those. Resistance, which is resist that side of you that says, I don't need people, right? Immerse yourself in your real story, in your truth, in who you are. Don't forget where you came from, who you are, your story, because that's part of everything that you're bringing to the table. So recognize your story and accept it, right? And enter into forgiveness. Relationship is about forgiving. Thank you for the hearts. Relationship is about recognizing that we're all human, we all make mistakes. And the last one is be reciprocal. Be there for people, right? Be there. So these are the most helpful, powerful steps on being a healthy person in relationship, or a safe person, as the book's name is, right? Safe people. So that you heal your heart and heal other people's heart. But it's very hard to do this, but it does work. It just takes time and effort. With everything in life, it takes time and effort. So this takes time and effort as well, right? But soon this will become normal, to be vulnerable, to share your feelings and your thoughts, to be real with people, not just show them the strong part of you and just hide the weak part, or be all over the place and not really be real with what you're feeling. You're always doing, right? So remember that this video is a part of a series called How to Love Better. And I want you to watch all the other videos. There are 5 now. So I explain the whole theory, and then I dissect each and every attachment style. The anxious, the avoidant, the disorganized, and today the safe one, okay? And I really appreciate your time with me. I really thank you for being with me. I ask that you would share my material if you think it's useful to people. And I just wish you that you have better relationships. I'm trying my best with my own. I'm learning myself with this theory and how to be a better person, how to be a very connected person. I am naturally avoidant, so therefore I try to always connect with my feelings and communicate my needs and all that, because it's very hard. But it takes effort, but it soon becomes real. It becomes natural. It becomes a go-to. I feel sad. It's okay to share that and ask, I need a hug, right? So you have a wonderful night. Please be with me next Thursday. I'm sorry that I was late in starting my live, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Oh, baby. Baby jumped out. Bye.